Well, hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Positivity Wins podcast. I'm your host, Ross Braun, a proud forever educator and positivity promoter. And if you haven't joined in yet to the Positivity Wins podcast, I want to thank you. This is your first episode. We are going to dive in to positivity, but not just rainbows and unicorns. We're going to look at real positivity, real challenges, everything that life throws at us, how we can look at them through a positive lens to see real growth and real success. And so today's episode is one that I wrote a blog on earlier this week. And again, if you're new, that's what I like to do. I like to provide a graphic in a blog post early in the week, and then I'll follow it up with this episode on the podcast later on in the week after I get some feedback from others and just give this audience and this community some different platforms. Some people are podcast people, some people are not, and you have options when it comes to positivity and the Positivity Wins podcast. So today, the episode is titled "The Comeback is Stronger Than the Setback," and that's what that blog was all about. That's what we're going to dive into today. So start out with this quote from the great philosopher, as I said in my post earlier this week, the great philosopher Jelly Roll. And it was in an award ceremony. He got on stage and was receiving the award. And it was a great speech. Look it up if you've never seen it. But in it, he says, "A windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror for a reason." That is so true when it comes to challenges in our life, setbacks in our life. They're just a stop, right? Keep looking ahead, keep growing, keep striving for more. And that's why that windshield is so large. And so if you are new here, you know that we like to work through a playbook on each episode. So it's not just, diving straight into the main topic. We also have a few different parts of this episode. And number one is a positive story. And so usually each week I have a specific story of something that happened around our country, but this week's a little different. This week, as you see here, let's just talk about hope for a second. Unless you're looking under a rock, you know that our government, our national government, is currently shut down. The longest government shutdown in the history of our country. And it does not matter which side you are on, left, right, whatever, you know that this is having a big impact on real people, everyday people like you and I. And it's impacting everyone, truthfully, but for some, it's impacting them major, major ways. They are struggling to feed their families. And so part of this shutdown is SNAP benefits. And this past week, those benefits were a big question mark. Were they going to come through? Are they going to be the same amount that we've had every month? How am I going to feed my babies is the question that so many mothers and fathers are having right now. It's heartbreaking. It truly is. But the positive story this week is the response to this. Hundreds of thousands, probably millions of Americans have stepped up to help their brothers and sisters, to help their fellow Americans. They're donating to food pantries. They're dropping groceries off on doorsteps. They're donating online. Everywhere you can think of, Americans are doing what Americans do best. They're supporting each other. And so in a world that we are constantly driven by hate and just divide, and you're either left or you're right, and you got to be extreme on each side, people are just letting down their differences and say, "I want to help you. What can I do?" And I think that's been one of the biggest questions of the week. What can I do to help? And so that's the positive story. Let's look at it. Let's really focus on it. Let's be grateful for our neighbors that we have. Let's get into the nitty gritty here, the nuts and bolts, whatever you want to call it. Today's topic, the comeback being bigger than the setback. And so it's time for your comeback. If you are finding yourself in that season, in that moment of life where you just don't know, you feel like you've heard enough no's, you feel like you're just struggling right now, you can't find a win. And even if it was right in front of you, this episode is for you. And if you're not in that season, if you feel like things are rocking, things are rolling, this episode is for you. Because as humans, we all face setbacks. We all face those moments in life. And whether you're in it or you're not now, you'll find yourself in it at some season, at some point in your life. And so the four topics we're going to really get into: setbacks, revealing our strength; resilience, being built; positivity, fueling our comeback; and our comeback, inspiring others. So, number one, steps reveal our strength. And just like in every episode, we're talking about everybody here. We're talking about all walks of life. Whether you're a leader, you're not a leader, you're an educator, you're not an educator, you're a parent, you're not a parent, you're a brother, your sister, your neighbor, you're a community member. In our workplaces, in our family circles, in our friend circles, in our society, as you're walking down the street, this can relate to every aspect of your life, regardless of the situation that you are in. Because, like I said, we are all going to face challenges. So every challenge you face has the power to expose your hidden strength, strengths that you didn't even know that you had. So when a leader faces resistance, creativity starts to emerge. When an educator hits that tough class, a new strategy is born. When a team struggles and can't win a game, the real leaders start to surface. So setbacks, they strip away the surface stuff, right? Everything that looks shiny and gold, and they reveal what's underneath. What's underneath is heart, resilience, and most of all, your purpose. Every comeback story starts with one decision, and that decision is just to get back up, right? We've all heard that before. You fall down 9 times, you get up 10, whatever it may be, however you want to look at it. But setbacks are just a bump on the road. They reveal the strength that you have inside of you. I think in so many times when I look back in my life and I think about the setbacks that I've had, I look back and I say, wow, I learned so much from that. I didn't even know I had that inside of me. I didn't know that I could have that difficult conversation with this person. I didn't know that I could make the tough choice, but I did it. When I come out of it, I know that I've got that in my toolbox now. I know that I can take that with me because it's a strength that I have, not a weakness that I just always assumed was inside of me. And so that's number one. Number two is resilience is built, not born. Do I think that some people are just born gritty? Absolutely. Do I think the community or the area, the geographical location that you've been raised might give you a little more resilience than others? Probably so. But it's something that has to be built for all of us. Again, some people have to really build this up. Some people, it's there, they just got to pull it out. Where resilience doesn't come. And it doesn't come wrapped in a bow. It doesn't come in this shiny, neat present that says, here you go, here's your resilience during this setback. It's built through those late nights that you're staying up. When I was going and getting my administration degree, we had two babies, two under two. And that was resilience. Holy cow. I knew what my goals were, I knew what I wanted to do in life. And I would get everybody in bed by 9 o'clock. And that's when I went to work. And then when I became an administrator, those nights didn't end. I'd get everybody to bed at 9 o'clock. And that's when I would finish observations. That's when I would email that angry parent back because I wanted my time with them to be my time with them. Failed attempts. Gosh, if we are not failing in life, then we aren't trying hard enough in life. Moments of doubt. I know I've been there. I know you've been there where we doubt ourselves. Is this the right decision? Do I have the abilities to even do this? It's built when you just show up, even when you don't feel like it. If you don't feel like this is your time, show up. One thing that a good friend of mine told me long ago when I was just saying, I don't know if I need to try this or try that or what I don't want to do with my life. He said, how do you know if the door is even going to open if you're not knocking on it? And it hit me. It's like, you're right. Just ask, reach out, find that connection because every scar, every no in your life will tell a story. It has a story to go along with that. It has a lesson that you're building up. The best leaders, the best teams, the most championships, most wins, they aren't the ones who've never stumbled, who've never lost a game, who've never had to go through times of trial. They're just the ones that keep getting back up every time. And when they get up, they're a little bit stronger. When they get up, their head's a little higher because they've learned through that. Number three is positivity fuels the comeback. This is when we go, right? We're down and the out. We're in our setback of life and we've got to keep going. We've got the resilience now. Let's look at this in a positive lens and it's time to take off. So let's be real. Positivity isn't about pretending everything's okay. Everything's fine. Rainbows and unicorns. Talked about this a lot so far on this podcast. Really, it's just about choosing your response. How are we going to get through this? Are we going to give up? Are we going to go put our head on the couch and sleep this off for the next 3 months because I'm worthless and I have no idea what to do? Because this diagnosis is so bad that there's just no way I'm going to get through it? Or do we stand up and say, you know what? No, we're facing this head on. I do have what it takes inside of me to get through this. We are going to look at this through a positive lens because positivity wins. So when you lead with positivity, this is my favorite thing. You create a space for hope. Hope that there is a better tomorrow. Hope that the government will open back up for business and those benefits will resume. Hope that I can defeat this illness. Hope that I will succeed next week. That's leadership. If you know me, you know I'm a leadership guru. All right. This is the stuff that gets me excited. When I see leaders thriving, when I see great leadership in organizations, I want to go ask them questions, right? How did you get here? Great leaders remind people that these are just tough moments. They're temporary, but growth is what's permanent. Growth is what is going to get you to the finish line and show you your success. Positivity is just the engine that powers your comeback. It's going to take you, but it's not going to take a negative you. It's going to take a positive you feeding your comeback, and it's contagious. Like I've said it before, positivity and negativity are contagious. It's your choice what you want to spread. When you're spreading positivity and it's contagious to the team around you, all of a sudden you start seeing great results. And our last one, this is my favorite. It's all about impact. You know me, you know that that's my mission in life is to have a positive impact on as many others as I possibly can. What started out in as a dream in a classroom of 22 students grew and grew and grew because of impact, because I wanted to make a positive impact on as many kids as I possibly could. And so I wasn't satisfied with making a positive impact on 22 students. I wanted to make a positive impact on 600. That's why I became a principal. And now I'm in school life and the vice president of school life because I want to make an impact with thousands of kids across thousands of schools in our nation. That's why I'm talking to you. That's why I have this platform because I want to make a positive impact. I want to share my stories of struggle and setbacks because I want to inspire you that may be going through the same thing that you can get through it as well. And so your comeback inspires others. Every comeback, you know what it does? It creates a ripple effect because whether you realize it or not, people are watching how you respond in this moment. They are watching how you lead during this difficult time, and they are watching how you rise through this setback. That's it. So it could be the teacher watching the principal. Oh wow, how they're responding to this. Maybe it's the student that's watching their teacher in that difficult moment. Or gosh, I talk about this a lot too. But empathy, teacher to teacher, colleague to colleague, your kids are watching. How do we teach empathy? We model it in our schools, in our homes, in our communities. But maybe it's your own child right there watching you how you go through adversity. Or maybe it's your colleague watching you how you take that diagnosis or that setback. Your response, I hate that you're going through it right now. I hate that you're going to have setbacks in your life, but your response could be the roadmap for your neighbor, for your friend, for your family member, how they handle that same setback in 3 months, 6 months, 4 years down the road. You are showing them how to respond, how to get through it. And you do it with positivity. Because at the end of the day, your setback, it's not the end of your story. It's simply the start of your next chapter. I think we're all guilty of that. We feel like this setback is just the end of the world. How will I ever push through this? How do I ever even come out on the other side? Know this. What feels like the end of your story is just the start of your next chapter. So your power move for this week goes right along with that. And it's that your comeback is already in motion. You're probably saying, no way, no way. I'm not even at rock bottom, but I feel like I'm close. It's already happening. There's already plans in motion. There's already people talking about you in rooms that you didn't even know existed because they are there for you. They're praying for you. They are going to get you through this setback, but it takes you believing in yourself, believing in others, believing in positivity to get through it. That's your power move. Our final buzzer is to be real because you are going to get through this challenging time. You are going to get through the setbacks in life. And when you get out of it, your duty is what I'm doing right now. You don't have to have a podcast. You don't have to even put it on social media. Your duty is to be real and be intentional and tell others about your comeback story. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed of what you went through. Share your story. I mean, I'm gonna say it again. All right, Jelly Roll, like him, love him, hate him, whatever you want. I think that's one of the coolest things about him is he's not afraid to share his story. He's been through everything you can imagine in life. And he has made it his life's goal and his life's mission now to spread his story so others who are going through it or have been through it can see that you're capable of anything you want to in life. And so don't hide the hard stuff. Highlight the growth. Highlight what it took you to get through that. Share your roadmap of what you did to get through those times because someone out there needs to hear it. It may be somebody in the grocery store tomorrow. It may be a friend, a family member, a colleague that you had no idea was going through what you went through earlier this year, 5 years ago, and they just need to hear your voice. They need you to put your arm around them and say, it's going to be okay. I did this, you can do this. And so that's all I've got for episode 6 of the Positivity Wins podcast. I want to thank you for joining in and listening. Please comment what you took away from this episode. Please like, share, tell your friends, your family about Positivity Wins because I want to grow with you. I want to make an impact in your life and I want to make an impact in others in your circle's life because they deserve this. They deserve you cheering them on through the setbacks because we all know when positivity wins, everyone wins.